Joey here is the Critical Missourian, where I talk about everyday life, about Missouri and beyond. Okay, people, something that just alarms, kind of alarming, and something I want to have a discussion for, which I can see both ways with this. There was just a news article that just came to my attention that there has been plans to put to a ballot that in order to receive Medicaid, unless you're pregnant or disabled, that you have to show proof that you can, that you are working, have worked, or looking for to enroll into a job training or schooling or something of the sort. Okay, I've already got a problem about this. I mean, Medicaid need to consider that there's a problem where if someone, let's say, gets fired, lose their job, okay, unemployment benefits does not cover health insurance. Okay, you all in Jefferson City need to think about that. If someone has very serious health conditions, loses their job, and then they have no health premiums, no health coverage, then what then? I mean, I've already fought with this problem before, trying to apply with Medicaid before, while I was in between jobs and waiting for my insurance to kick in. And with me having several health problems, many does not need to be gone without for medication for long. That does bring some concern. Now, I can see some perspective that even though that the Republicans in the office right now are trying to prevent people from going on Medicaid, welfare, whatever, and then quit just to gain the benefits and not really try to do anything further. I do see the perspective and point on that. But what I do have a fault with the Medicaid program already is the fact that what I mentioned earlier is when you're in between jobs, and you need to find and you're trying to find you need health insurance to cover you while you're waiting for that right job come in. That should be there for you when you need it. Although, if the Republicans want to add this provision in, if someone shows that they're actively looking for a job by saying, like they do with the uninsurance, with the unemployment benefits, where they have to show that they've put in so many jobs applications within a certain amount of time, that could be a workaround if they're actively looking, or whatever. That could be a good add-in to that. But the way that the Republicans in the General Assembly are trying to do this is not exactly a very grand idea, because they're wanting to vote. They're drafting this bill to be voted on by by us voters on our next election, which will be amended to the state constitution. Now, here's the problem. Here's the biggest problem. Once you amend anything in any state constitution, or even in the federal government or federal constitution by amendment, it is very, very difficult to repeal or revoke it. I mean, you could virtually pass laws that make it inert, but seriously, I don't think that we need to be putting in any new rules or laws into the state constitution unless we are with any intent to not have it removed. Because, like I said earlier, once you put it in the Constitution, it's difficult to remove. So, I'm not exactly approving of this. I don't care if state legislators up there in Jefferson City may disagree with me. I do not care. But do not make this kind of proposal. I mean, I don't care what the president says for you to do. You have your own mind. You can think for yourself. You do not need the president to think for you or speak for you. Do not be putting this crap in our Constitution. Because, like I said, if we have to go through and try to change it, it would be difficult. We'd have to put another vote. And sometimes that could be 4, 8, 10 years before we could, between each time a vote comes to the ballot. So no. Like I said, you all in Jefferson City really need to think long and hard about this. I mean, seriously. Just like I said earlier, you need to start thinking for yourselves, not follow the leader with what everybody else says over there in Washington. Let Washington do its own thing. We Missourians need to be doing our own, need to be worrying about our own backyard, not what's over there. So, anyhow, I'm just going to put in this commentary all together. Mainly, it's like even though I could see perspectives, why we need something like something similar to this is to prevent fraudulent actions and people who have a ill intent to go on to the state welfare program just to so they won't have to work again. Yeah, I can see that, but also a comment on this, like I said earlier, and part of my summary is I think it's a bad idea to put it as put it in the state constitution for to make it a requirement to verify some kind of work history or the attempt to look for work, and I think that's a really bad idea because, like I said, once in the Constitution, it may be more difficult to remove. So please think about that before you even try to do this. Think of there are other ways to work around this. And I'm addressing y'all in Jeff City about this, but there are more than ways to work around this without putting a constitutional amendment in the state or state constitutional amendment just for this purpose. This is kind of ridiculous in my opinion. Like I said, I hope this kind of gets people thinking long and hard, because, like I said, this is the only reason why I have this is one of the main reasons why I have an objection, because, like I said, there are more than one ways to tackle the same problem in a very different way, without having to go put a vote, put it in the state constitution, and then say, "Whoopsie, we decided we don't want it there anymore." Now we have to spend years we're stuck with that rule for next, good Lord, 4 to 10 years. No, think about that. So anyhow, and like I said, we do need more exceptions in our and more speedy, expeditious work, providing Medicaid for people who have recently suffered job loss, who are with severe medical problems that do not need to be left without any coverage. That does need to be addressed, and I hope this gets some thoughts going on up there in the state capitol. So anyhow, it's Critical Missourians signing out.